In this video, we are going to talk about the top 10 most dangerous toys. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for future updates. How risky are the toys that we give to our children to play with? Do we even have a concept of the materials that go into the construction of those toys? Or do we just go into a toy store and grab the items that our children ask us to get for them when we get there? How many of us actually take the time to study the directions provided by the manufacturer as well as the components that go into making the toys? The truth will hit you when you are actually at the cemetery burying your child whose life was cut short by the exact toy that was supposed to make them happy, and if you are lucky enough, it will hit you when you are at the hospital. Well, the reality will hit you when you are actually at the cemetery burying your child. Please take the time to watch over the list that I have produced below for parents of some of the most hazardous toys that have ever been manufactured. Number 10. Gilbert U238 Atomic Energy Lab. The Atomic Energy Lab toy is ranked as the 10th most dangerous toy in the history of humankind, making it one of the most deadly toys that has ever been created. It is not a good idea to include potentially dangerous substances in children's toys. One example of this is uranium. However, the manufacturers of this toy do not appear to have taken this aspect into mind, which may be due to the fact that their primary concern was the profits that they would make once the toy was purchased and sold. In the early 1950s, it was recognized as the most complicated atomic energy lab that served instructional functions. This recognition came about as a result of the lab's educational focus. It had samples that had uranium, which meant that it was an excellent candidate for the category of being extremely hazardous for children. Number 9. Austin Magic Pistol. Another toy that was manufactured in the 1950s was called the Austin Magic Pistol. This was a time when people didn't think guns were harmful, and it took something exceptional for a firearm to gain widespread attention. Calcium carbide and water were to be mixed together in order for this pistol to function properly. As a result, an explosive fireball was produced, which had the potential to propel a ping-pong ball at a speed of almost 60 miles per hour. If you were paying attention throughout your chemistry lectures, then you should remember that it is extremely dangerous because it triggers an explosion when it is combined with water. It is impossible for it to be harmful if it is used appropriately, but the issue is that youngsters have begun playing a game in which they shoot their playmates with it, and I think you can guess what the results of that game were. Number 8. Lawn darts. Lawn darts come in at number 8 on the list of the most deadly toys ever produced. Because it was first designed to make holes in grass, this toy's method of play ended up bearing a striking resemblance to the horseshoe's method of operation. However, as you are all aware of how inquisitive youngsters can be, they discovered other methods to use the darts, which resulted in at least 10 children being taken to their maker, which left the parents of those children sad. Because of this, the Consumer Product Safety Commission decided to put an end to its sale and authorized the total destruction of any and all other sets that had been produced. Number 7. Splash-Off Water Rockets. 1997 saw the release of this toy. It was a big death trap due to the fact that once the rocket was loaded with water, it would be able to blast off whenever the pressure was sufficient. On the other side, the missile might not be able to launch properly, and it might explode in the hands of the child who was not doing anything wrong. Following the receipt of over 37 reports of children suffering from lacerations caused by the toys, the manufacturers pulled them from circulation. Number 6. Snack Time Cabbage Patch Doll. The 6th spot on this list is occupied by these dolls. These toys were constructed with mechanical jaws that were capable of devouring anything that was placed in their mouths. However, the dolls were unable to tell the difference between the children's food and their fingers when they were being played with by the youngsters. And as a consequence, the youngsters who had bad luck ended up falling victim to the dolls. The dolls were equipped with batteries that could only function in one direction, and the treats that the dolls were given caused them to become active. Unfortunately, the dolls did not come equipped with an off button, which made it difficult to exert any form of control over them when the dolls were biting on the child's fingers. However, it was decided that they could not be sold after the holiday season had been over. Number 5. Aqua Dots. In 2007, this was one of the most talked about toys on the market. Because the dots were sprayed with water, they could glue together as the water activated that was in the coating of the beads, fusing them together. The toy consisted of little, colorful beads that could be built into any design of your choosing. On the other hand, after consuming the beads, there have been multiple accounts of children falling into a coma while others have thrown up. According to the findings of certain studies, after absorption of the glue, the substance gamma-hydroxybutyrate, sometimes known as the date rape drug, is metabolized. Unfortunately, the dots were renamed Pixos and are still on the market to this day. Number 4. Hannah Montana Pop Star Card Game. This particular set of Pop Star card games comes in at number 4 on this list. Due to the fact that lead is the second most hazardous chemical after arsenic, the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that toys should not contain more than 40 parts per million of lead. The cards, however, had 75 times the amount of lead that was considered unsafe, as determined by the results of laboratory examinations. The fact that the lead was evidently located in the vinyl rather than the paint was something that the legislation had not taken into account, which is why the cards were not removed from circulation and sold legally. Number 3. Inflatable Baby Boats. This is the third toy that has been included on this particular list. In 2009, contrary to the purpose for which they were intended, these boats came dangerously close to causing at least 30 children to perish. To keep the children safe while they were in the pool by keeping them afloat, however, the leg straps may rupture, allowing the infant to slip out of the device and into the water. The fact that the producers, Aqualeisure, have been aware of this issue for the past 6 years but have chosen to do nothing about it is extremely frustrating. However, the CPSC was able to catch up with them and issued a fine of $650,000 to the corporation. Number 2. Magnetix. The designers of this toy do not appear to have taken into account the fact that children will put nearly anything they come across into their mouths. The Magnetix toy comprised construction kits made of plastic that had the potential to burst open and spew small and powerful magnets. Curious toddlers might rapidly put the magnets into their mouths and swallow them if they played with the Magnetix toy. When this happens, there is a significant risk to the digestive system because the twists in the intestines lead the intestines to merge with one another, generating enormous masses that cut off the blood flow to vital organs. This can result in a prolonged and excruciating death in a matter of hours. This became abundantly clear in 2005, when a baby who had ingested Magnetix and was 22 months old passed away. Nevertheless, in 2008, Megablox undertook a rebranding of the toy. Number 1. The CSI Fingerprint Examination Kit. The CSI Examination Kit holds the number 1 spot in this ranking. It is always exciting for those of us who are fans of movies when the FBI is attempting to solve a crime that can range from robbing a bank to murdering someone. When they produced this toy, the people who make these toys ensured that children could participate in the pleasure. Children were given the opportunity to look for fingerprints using brushes and a special powder using this kit. Nevertheless, children started suffering skin problems, and examinations that were done in 2007 found that the powder included asbestos, a chemical element that causes cancer over the course of a lifetime. As a result, the manufacturer pulled the product from distribution. What do you think about our video? Let us know in the comment box below. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Thank you.